WJC GCSE Health and Social Care and Childcare. Health and Social Care and Childcare is a new qualification. It used to be Health and Social Care and Child Development as two separate courses. These have now combined to become Health and Social Care and Childcare as one course. In this course, we research the life stages and milestones that everybody goes through from birth right through to death. We also look at what kind of things may stop our development and why this may happen.
I've always wanted to help people. I think even as a kid I remember taking care of my younger siblings or mum, whoever was sick at home.
I've been a community healthcare assistant for nearly 5 years. I knew I wanted to stay in health and social care and I wanted to progress my career further, and nursing seemed like an ideal path for me to take.
I wasn't always sure that I was going to children's nursing. I've done a few placements in hospital. I worked in the radiology department. It gave me a chance to observe other nurses as well as if radiology was for me. I've also done a work experience placement with the nurses, which made me certain that I wanted to do nursing. But it was only a couple of months before my actual UCAS application that I was certain this was for me.
I wouldn't be happy just working behind a machine or sat down in front of a computer, so I wanted something more, something with the human in it.
And I feel I get a lot from it, and I feel I like to make a difference in people's lives.
I felt comfortable around the operating room, around the surgeons, the anaesthetists, and then I saw the chance to progress further and to make a difference.
I was working as a healthcare assistant. I learned loads of different skills. I was in lots of different situations. I was in people's homes by myself or with another healthcare. I was in hospitals. I enjoyed it and it was invaluable. It definitely made me realise that midwifery was for me.
I had the first-hand experience of witnessing a very competent social worker dealing with a mental health client, and she was amazing. She went that extra mile, and I thought to myself, this is like 20 years ago, I thought to myself, if I should ever change profession, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to make a difference like she did. I'm
always learning and I'm always open to learn, and I think that's the main thing once you come to healthcare, because you can't be sure that you know everything. You have to be open.
I chose to do occupational therapy because of my own personal experience of having a mental health illness, and it was something that I felt was really important for me to do. And from experiencing occupational therapy, I realised the impact that having things in your everyday life can help you improve your recovery and get better.
During my voluntary work, I worked with homeless people, and as I was talking to them, get to know them, and some of them told me about their life stories, and that had a big impact in me.
When I was at school, I did struggle, but it wasn't picked up for the fact I was dyslexic, which is really a defining moment for me, because I thought I wasn't academic enough. I would never be good enough for university, so I worked in care work for 30 odd years, and I started to see bad practice. I thought, actually, I'm not happy with this, so I went to college. I did the Access course, which prepared me for university, and when I got to university they talked about additional learning needs, which they paid for 75% of the costs, by the way. And then when I realised I had dyslexia, it just made me realise I think differently, and that actually I am good enough to do university. And my first mark, I got 35%, which was, you have to redo it because you need a minimum of 40, but my last mark was 80%, because uni puts all the extra input in to help you overcome your needs.
If you really want to do it, if it is your dream, go for it. Do your research, take all the little steps that's necessary to take, and believe in yourself. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because asking for help doesn't mean that you're a failure.
University is like a tool, and the more effort you put into it, the more enthusiasm you have to accomplish your goals, the more you will enjoy university.
There are lots of different jobs within the health and social care industry, and this course can lead on to courses that can allow you to take a career route in either healthcare, such as nursing, midwifery or language therapist, or social care throughout all of the ages of life. So, for example, social worker, probation officer, play therapist, family support worker, and the list goes on. This course is split up into two sections. The first is looking at human growth and development. This leads to the exam, which is worth 40% of the total course. And Unit 2 is the coursework, which makes up the other 60%. So Unit 1 is the exam. This is externally examined. The exam content is covered in the whole of Year 9 and 10, and the exam is taken at the end of Year 10. In this section, we cover things like human development across the life cycle. So your life cycle would be from birth through to death. We look at the physical, social, emotional, and intellectual health. So we look at how we all develop and what kind of milestones do we hit. When do we start to, when do we start to walk? When do we start to talk? When do we go through puberty? When do we go through menopause, etc. We'll also look at the importance of active participation. So how active are we in participating in making sure that we grow the way that we're meant to grow, that we stay as healthy and fit as we should be. And we also look at development and well-being as well. On health promotion, we look at how we can support our growth and development and our well-being for a range of different conditions and circumstances that we might go through life. So, for example, if we have hereditary diseases or conditions, how does that affect the way that we grow up? And also, if there's certain circumstances, for example, going through divorce, how would that affect our physical, intellectual, emotional, and social development as well? Unit 2 is made up of 2 pieces of coursework, and these are completed in school. The course tasks are always set by the exam board, and one is a research task looking at the different services that are available in the health and social care sector. So we'll be looking at what they are, how they help people, and why are they important. And also we'll be looking at health promotion, which would be the other set of tasks that are set by the exam board. This makes up the other 60% of the qualification grade. We usually get 25 hours for that, and this is all time set in the classroom. If you have any questions about health and social care and childcare, please don't hesitate to come and speak to me. I'm Mrs. Kyle, and you can generally find me in room 315.